were now set out with a sum of about 20 lakh rupees, cash which we attempted to park in gold. We expected in the post-demonetization era to be turned away, to be asked for documentation. What we found instead shocked us and will shock you.
बिल चाहिए नहीं चाहिए आपके ऊपर नहीं चाहिए कोई बात नहीं हॉलमार्क देख के तो 50 लिख के दे देंगे.
Keep your money at home also, that also no problem. You don't want to carry so much. Keep it at home. We'll send a man to collect it.
So you will not get a bill. Means your name will not be known.
Jewelers in one of India's biggest and busiest gold markets were openly willing to transact in cash. In fact, our reporter was openly told that 20 lakh is a small amount.
Even if it goes to 20 lakhs?
Yeah, no problem.
And I don't want a bill. Is it okay?
No GST.
ये 2000 में ही बोल रहे हो उनका उनसे बात कर रही हूँ.
Anything I'll have to give from my side at the time. Nothing.
Across shops, we found jewelers willing to accept cash on one condition only, that we do not ask for a bill.
What I'm trying to say is, like, you know how you get a salary, you already get taxes deducted at source, right? So now whether you spend it in cash or not, they are not bothered. So the gold is already taxed, so they are not bothered now at the point of sale who has bought it. We have already paid the tax.
Okay.
So the price is inclusive of tax.
Okay.
It's just that your name will not come.
We were told that the practice of buying gold for cash without a bill was rampant.
Mode of payment. Okay, हमारे पास है कैश.
कैश में मिल जाएगा.
कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन वगैरह तो नहीं है ना कैश पे? कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन तो नहीं ना कैश पे?
बिल लेंगे तो है, बाकी तो आपको पैन कार्ड वगैरह देना, बाकी तो कुछ भी नहीं है. बिल नहीं लेंगे तो नहीं. बिल लेंगे तो 3% GST है. नहीं लेंगे तो आपको कुछ भी देना नहीं पड़ेगा. हॉलमार्क चेक करके लेने का तो फायदा.
And what's more, we were even given an explanation why it is easier for smaller shops to take cash for gold.
Some people they insist because they make bill on that, you know. Because what happens, you go to this some shops, but they don't sell without bill. That's why they asked a card and all that.
Okay, that is the reason.
Because the bosses are sitting not in the shop, so all the staffs are sitting. So they cannot sell without bill.
In fact, if you have enough cash, the gold will be home delivered, so that you don't have to travel with large bundles of cash.
But I can come with cash pay without anything.
Yeah, no problem. I'll make arrangement for that. Don't worry. Keep your money at home also. That also no problem. You don't want to carry so much. Keep it at home. We'll send a man to collect it.
All this even as the government gears up to mark the anniversary of demonetization as Anti-Black Money Day, reiterating one of the goals spelled out by Prime Minister exactly a year ago.
डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस बढ़े हैं, हाई डिनोमिनेशनल करेंसी कुछ मात्रा में स्क्वीज की गई है, टेरर फंडिंग के ऊपर एक बड़ा स्क्वीज लगा है.
The government, promising a sustained crackdown on unaccounted cash transactions, had tightened norms. Documentation was to be mandatory for any big-ticket transaction in yellow metal. But as jeweler after jeweler painstakingly pointed out to us, if we paid cash, they would not ask for PAN or Aadhaar.
But if I want to make the payment in cash, is it possible?
Yes.
That is possible. Because this is the amount that I am looking at plus 5. Because there are 5 to 6 sets, 2 which we have to give to.
Yeah.
That was.
Because, see, you can pay cash because the gold is already taxed. When we buy it, it's already taxed. Understand? Just your name will not come. We make bills. So that is okay.
I don't want the bill.
Yeah, so you will not get a bill. Means your name will not be known.
Now, exactly a year back, demonetization had sucked 86% currency out of the system. The promise made by the government at that point was that they want a squeaky clean economy with no trace of black money. Now, 1 year later, when we went on ground to check whether black money is thriving or not, what we found out shocked us. Black money is indeed thriving. We have clinching evidence on camera where you can buy gold for black money.
You're watching the Urban Debate on Mirror. Now I'm Faye D'Souza. Thank you for joining us. This is our big story for this evening on the eve of the first anniversary of demonetization. When we stood in line, when we went weeks without cash in our pockets, when people lost jobs and businesses suffered, we hoped that black money would be driven out of our system, that cash would be driven out of our system, that people who avoid paying taxes would be brought to the book. What we've discovered now is that 9 out of the 10 jewelers that our reporter visited were willing to sell gold without a receipt, were willing to accept cash upwards of 30 lakh rupees. They said it didn't matter how much cash you had, they were willing to take it. What does this mean? This means that if there are still people in the economy, which from this story, and this story suggests that there are, with large amounts of cash in their possession, there are several ways still today to get rid of that cash, to use it perhaps to buy gold and maybe other things. Our phone lines are open to you as our viewers because we want to understand your reaction to this story and your experiences right now in the market. But joining us on the show, Hitesh Jain, spokesperson of the BJP. Urmilesh is a senior journalist. Rajiv Mishra is an RTI activist. G. Chandrasekhar is also a very senior journalist. Sharad Pradhan, a senior journalist joining us out of Lucknow. Anil Jain is the secretary of the Mumbai Zaveri Bazaar Association. Shankar Sen is the zonal chairman east of the All India Gems and Jewellers Federation. He'll also join us in this conversation. I want to start with G. Chandrasekhar. Mr. Chandrasekhar, you've made several, you've written several pieces on demonetization. What is your reaction looking at this story right now? Because it's not about the individual jewelers. It's about what's available in the market. So if I have effectively a suitcase of 40 lakh rupees or more, I can go out and exchange it for gold. This person will come to my house and pick up the money if I don't want to travel with that money. That's what's currently available in our market. What does that mean?
I'm actually not surprised about what's happening because this has always happened. That's the first proposition, and therefore there's nothing new. What did demonetization do? Demonetization actually sucked out a part of the liquidity, unaccounted cash into the banking system. But once we have remonetization, people have again started to generate unaccounted cash. For example, bribe money.
Yes.
Bribe money becomes unaccounted cash in the hands of the person taking the bribe. And what would he do with that cash? He will obviously invest. And the easiest way now for the bribe taker to invest is gold, because it was only last month that the government, for reasons not explained properly and justifiably, removed gold purchase from the ambit of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. For the last several months, the act was applicable. It was quite stringent. The buyers had to produce documents, their PAN card, and various other identification.
Yes.
But now with gold going out of the PMLA, I think the ground is quite open for a lot of cash to flow into the gold economy, and I think we will very soon be back to square one.
Urmilesh ji is a senior journalist as well. He's in Patna today. He normally joins us out of Noida. Urmilesh ji, आपने अभी देखा हमारा स्टोरी, आपका क्या रिएक्शन?
नहीं, देखिए, आपकी जो स्टोरी है वो ये साबित करने के लिए पर्याप्त है कि जिस वजह से, जिस मकसद से डीमोनेटाइजेशन का अनाउंसमेंट हुआ था 1 साल पहले, वो अपने मकसद में पूरी तरह फेल किया है। लोगों ने और सिस्टम ने तरह तरह के तरीके अख्तियार करने के उनको मौके दिए हैं। देखिए, 2 बड़ी वजह बताई गई थी डीमोनेटाइजेशन के अनाउंसमेंट के पीछे। पहला था भ्रष्टाचार पर अंकुश लगाना और दूसरा था काला धन। मैं समझता हूं कि जितने अब तक सर्वे आए हैं, जितने अब तक असेसमेंट, सीरियस असेसमेंट हुए हैं, चाहे इकोनॉमिस्ट की तरफ से या मार्केट के अंदर शोध करने वाली, रिसर्च करने वाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की तरफ से, किसी ने भी नहीं माना है कि करप्शन में या काला धन को खत्म करने में डीमोनेटाइजेशन का कोई बड़ा बदलाववादी कोई भी रोल था। पहली बात। दूसरी बात कि यह अनायास नहीं है कि जिन लोगों ने नोटबंदी के वजह में कालाधन को रोकना और भ्रष्टाचार कम करना बताया था, वो तत्काल शिफ्ट कर गए। उनको मालूम था कि वो अपने मकसद में फेल कर गए हैं। वो डिजिटल इंडिया की तरफ वो चले गए थे। उनको ये लगता था कि हम इकोनॉमी को अब डिजिटलाइज करेंगे, लोग जो है कार्ड्स के जरिए अपना सारा विनिमय करेंगे, व्यापार विनिमय करेंगे, तो उन्होंने फौरन उसको शिफ्ट कर दिया। तो मुझे लगता है कि सत्ता में जो लोग आज बैठे हैं, दरअसल वो भी बहुत झेपे हुए हैं। आज मैं ऑनरेबल फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को सुन रहा था, उनकी बातों से भी लगता था कि बिल्कुल उत्साह नहीं है। उनको मालूम है कि नोटबंदी अपने पूरे मकसद में फेल हुई है, और ये जो आपकी कहानी है वो कहानी इसको साबित करती है, ठोस रूप से साबित करती है। देखिए, काला धन के बारे में धारणाएं अपने देश में पता नहीं क्यों सरकारी स्तर पर इतनी फाल्टी रही हैं। काला धन कभी भी कैश में ज्यादा नहीं रखा जाता। जितने मार्केट के बड़े और इकोनॉमी के बड़े जानकार हैं वो मानते हैं कि भारत जैसे या किसी भी विकासशील मुल्क में 50% के आसपास जो प्रॉपर्टीज में काला धन है, शेष जो है वो करीब 40 के आसपास लोग मानते हैं कि गोल्ड और तमाम तरह की ज्वेलरी में है। ले देकर 4 या 5% बचता है कैश में। ये असेसमेंट भारत जैसे मुल्कों के बारे में है। अब ऐसे मुल्क में आप नोटबंदी के जरिए काला धन और करप्शन खत्म करना चाहें तो मुझे लगता है कि एक दिवा स्वप्न है।
Right, I want to bring in Hitesh Jain right now of the BJP. Hitesh Jain, I'm very glad to have you on this show because you're also a qualified lawyer and a practicing lawyer and you understand the law very well. If there is a jeweler who is willing to take 30 lakh rupees, 40 lakh rupees, 50 lakh rupees in cash, what we have now is an open opportunity for people to stash away ill-begotten wealth, wealth that is not accounted for. So why did we go through the entire process of demonetization, Hitesh, if obviously nothing has changed on the ground?
In 2014, when this government was elected, there were two big issues, black money and corruption. So the government had virtually declared a war on the black money, and it was not like demonetization was one step. Demonetization was an important step in the war against the black money and corruption. Along with that, there were host and measures of steps that were taken by the government. Now let me come to the demonetization. One of the important facts that came during the whole demonetization exercise, that out of the entire population of India, 1.5 lakh people deposited 5 lakh crore. Now, if this exercise would not have taken, the investigation which you have demonstrated on your channel, you would have not seen the transactions of 20 lakhs in 9 different jewelry stores. You would have seen the transaction of 15 lakh crores of cash in different jewelry stores. That would have seen. But the demonetization has taken one important step to stop the flow. Now, the gentleman who was talking about the cash and talking about the gold and talking about other securities, now from the demonetization exercise, what was found? There were 2 lakh shell companies. So the 16 lakh odd crore rupees were concerned. A part of the amount was deposited in this 2 lakh shell companies, and then they were laundered to purchase. Even if you are purchasing by way of this thing, ultimately it was the cash that was used to launder the money and everything. So when we have to look, you have to look at with demonetization, you have to see with the steps taken on the money laundering, you have to see the steps taken on the Benami properties. So when you take the comprehensive measures taken by the government, you can clearly see an intent by the government for declaring the war on the black money and corruption.
What are the steps taken on Benami property?
Well, on the Benami property, the government has come with a legislation, and the government has, and coupled with when you look at the Benami Properties Act and when you look at Money Laundering Act, it makes it difficult. And even in the cases of these people who will be found with the unaccounted gold, I mean, they will have to face the music of the law, and if they are unable to explain the source and everything, they will be liable to be prosecution, and there is a serious prosecution, not only just resulting into conviction in terms of the financial penalty.
So if I remember correctly, Hitesh Jain, the government brought gold under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act immediately after demonetization in August. And said that if you buy gold of any more than 2 lakh rupees, you have to furnish details. You can no longer do a cash transaction. 50,000, and there would also be an element of TDS. But then that was reversed. Why was that reversed, Hitesh Jain?
And with no explanation.
I don't think people have understood that provision. As far as Money Laundering Act is concerned, it is applicable to the gold. Let me give you an illustration. Suppose if someone gives a bribe to a person, any government employee, or any person accepts a bribe of 20 lakhs and he buys the gold, does that mean that that transaction will not be covered under the Money Laundering Act? It will definitely be covered.
How?
Because ultimately you are purchasing gold from the proceeds of the crime. Government
But
has
how
not
will the
said
government
that if
trace
you
that
purchase the
transaction?
gold from by way of cash, it is outside the money laundering. It is
but how will the government trace that
certain
transaction?
measures you have to take so ensure that there, for example, like when you see, for example, there are certain, like for example in GST, there was a monthly reporting, but for the small trader, the government looked at the small the hardship and said you have to look at the 3 months
jewelers
reporting.
telling us,
So from
no,
that point
no
of view, you have
GST
to
will
look
give
at
you
certain-
cash, no
it
bill,
is
no
only
trail.
dealing with the reporting and compliance. At the end of the end of the day, you have to see the reporting requirement, because if a jeweler is purchasing the gold by way of cash, and if he is going to go and deposit the cash without providing any corresponding entry, he will be liable. He will have to explain.
No, but you know, Hitesh, to be fair, you've given me quite a few answers right now.
Gold has not been bought out of the money
So
laundering
all of your
act.
answers circle back to they will be liable, they will get caught. 2 lakh shell companies, we will find them. We will find them. When will you find them? Give me the instance of one person who has gone to jail.
They have been stopped. 2 lakh shell
Nobody has been stopped. This entire process, the story that I'm showing you today is to prove to you that nobody has been stopped.
Now, let me answer.
You've done several income tax raids. Name one person who has gone to jail
let me answer.
on an income tax raid, or because they've started shell companies, or because they've moved money around, or under the prevention of prevention of money laundering. One person who's gone to jail so far. Please tell me.
Let me answer. The first thing is somebody like Mr. Chhagan Bhujbal is already in the jail. There is so many political leaders and the government officers. Every day there is a news coming about high profile people being arrested and being taken into the custody in the money laundering case. These are the live examples from this thing. I will give you one example. 3.68 lakh crore out of the money that was deposited has already been placed under investigation, and that amount has been blocked. This has been blocked. And I will also answer this. In India, in media, people feel person goes for 2 days in the jail, 3 days in the jail. A financial perpetrator is happy to sit for 5 days in the jail for evading. And then what happens? We overlook everything. He sits with the money. His family enjoys the money. Someone goes
I don't
in
think
the
you're
jail
answering
and
my
sits for 5
questions.
days.
Let me bring in the rest of my panel. Sharad Pradhan hasn't spoken yet. Sharad Pradhan, senior journalist, joining us from Lucknow.
The financial amount has been blocked.
Sharad Pradhan, do you believe, given the evidence we're showing on the channel right now, that demonetization has worked? And you've heard Hitesh Jain's answers. Respond to them, please.
Well, what Mr. Jain seems to he seems to be living in a make-believe world where the systems are absolutely clean. He is overlooking the serious fact that these transactions are not made on record. The money is not going to the bank. If a jeweler is buying gold from wherever, it is not going into the banking system. He is hoarding it. Apart from that, this huge, what Mr. Chandrasekhar said right in the beginning is he hit the nail on the head. There is tons of money coming in the form of bribes with bureaucrats, with ministers, politicians. That is the business that they do. And that money comes into is generally used. Earlier it was used in properties. Right now it is being used in gold. Do you know that in Lucknow alone, the transactions during the Diwali period were of the order of 100 crores a day. 100 crores worth of gold was being transacted on each day on the 3-4 days of between Dhanteras and Diwali. That is the kind of, and a lot of that was in cash. You know, all the bullion trade that is being done is in cash. Jewelry up beyond 2 lakhs is easily available by payment in cash. And all that payment in cash is not recorded. That money comes into the, all that the demonetization did was to serve the political, it gave political dividends to Narendra Modi and his party. by at that point of time creating some kind of a divide between the rich and the poor, and giving this, creating a facade for the poor people that the rich man's money the rich man was down with the black money had been, the government had cracked down on black money. That was the impression that was created, and with which they won a fortune in terms of votes. But after that, what has happened over the past 12, particularly maybe in the first 2 months, there was this impression. But after that, gradually, the reality has got exposed. And the black money once again is in the huge amount
is back in the system. Let me bring in Anil Jain and Shankar Sen as well, representing the Jewelers Federations. Anil Jain, let's first accept that there is evidence before us.
I can say that there are black sheeps in our trade, no doubt about that. But that doesn't denote that the whole community is like that.
No, we're not saying the whole community is like that. I want to understand this. Obviously, there's still cash in the system. Obviously, there are still holes in the system that are allowing this cash to slip through. We know that they were, like Mr. Chandrasekhar pointed out, the prevention of money laundering rules were brought in. And then just before Diwali, because of the pressure from the industry, they were taken out.
No, there was no pressure. We explained the bureaucrats, we explained the FM, that what are the nitty-gritties of the trade.
What are the nitty-gritties of the trade?
Still 2 lakhs and above, you need all the documents. You need to do the KYC, you need the PAN card. The system is in place. Only the Prosecution Act, we were against it. We were not against any of the documentation, any of the KYC. Only prosecution was not fair enough on our trade people. So we objected on that, and that
Why
was accepted.
prosecution? So if you have people right now taking 30-40 lakh rupees without any sort of documentation, aren't they breaking the law?
Yeah, the law.
So why did you feel that prosecution was too hard?
No, it's not fair on people. If you are taking a bribe and coming to us and we don't know what is written on that money. So if we are pulled it into this trade, then we are not for it. For example, if a jeweler is selling somebody who has got illegitimate cash or illegitimate money, and then if he is dragged into it, then what's the fault of the jeweler?
But if he accepts cash of more than 2 lakh rupees without any sort of paperwork.
No, I would not accept that. That is not fair on his part. There are some black sheep, I already said that. But that doesn't mean that everybody is doing the same.
Rajiv Mishra?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो डिमोनेटाइजेशन के 3 मुख्य स्वरूप थे कि सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ऑन ब्लैक मनी, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ऑन फेक करेंसी, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ऑन टेरर फंड, ये तीनों के तीनों जो हैं, हितेश जैन जी से मैं बिल्कुल सहमत नहीं हूँ, ये तीनों के तीनों आज पूरी तरीके से फेल्योर दिखाई दे रहे हैं। एक केवल आपने अभी ज्वेलर्स का किया है, मुझे पता है, मैं चूंकि बिल्डर्स लोगों के साथ भी मेरी जान पहचान है, तो मुझे पता है कि इवन बिल्डर लॉबी में भी सेम कंडीशंस है, कहीं पर भी ब्लैक एंड वाइट का रेशियो कम नहीं हुआ है, वहाँ भी ब्लैक एंड वाइट का रेशियो चल रहा है आज भी टुडे। उसके बाद मैं आपको एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ फिर कि अगर हितेश जैन जी लोगों को, मतलब बीजेपी को, अगर ये डिमोनेटाइजेशन के साथ अगर ये चीज़ लाते कि भाई 500 से ज़्यादा का अगर कहीं भी कोई ट्रांजैक्शन होता है या कोई खरीदारी होती है तो उसका बिल लेना अनिवार्य होगा, और जो लोग बिल नहीं देंगे उनके ऊपर सख्त कोई कार्रवाई होगी, इस तरह का कोई प्रोविज़न बनाए होते थे, तो समझ में बात आती है कि कुछ ब्लैक मनी को कंट्रोल किया जा सकता था। लेकिन आज इन्होंने क्या किया, डिमोनेटाइजेशन एक वर्ड नाम दे करके कि हमने बहुत बड़ा एक सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक कर दिया है ये करप्शन पे या फेक करेंसी पे। अभी आप सबसे आश्चर्यजनक बात फिर ये देखो कि रिजर्व बैंक ये बताने को तैयार नहीं है, बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता बताने को तैयार हैं कि 3.5 लाख करोड़ रुपया हमने ब्लॉक कर दिया है, ये बताने को तैयार है कि 2 लाख सेल कंपनियां हैं, लेकिन रिजर्व बैंक ये बताने को तैयार नहीं कि उसने कितने, अभी तक उसके दिमाग में कितना ब्लैक मनी उसने कलेक्ट किया है या कितने को पहचाना है। ये रिजर्व बैंक की तरफ से डाटा नहीं आ रहा है। जब भी कोई रिजर्व बैंक में आरटीआई डाल रहा है तो जवाब ये आ रहा है कि अभी इसकी जांच चल रही है, हम बाद में बताएंगे, और पता नहीं बीजेपी के प्रवक्ताओं को कहां से मालूम चल जा रहा है।
अरे भैया,
ये एक बहुत बड़ी बात है।
इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं करती है,
दूसरा
इन्वेस्टिगेशन सीबीडीटी करती है। आपने सीबीडीटी को एप्लीकेशन करनी चाहिए, तब आपको जानकारी मिलेगी।
Can the RBI tell us how much cash has finally totally come in? Has the RBI finished counting all the money?
वो सीबीडीटी करती है।
हितेश जी इतना तो बता सकती है ना रिजर्व बैंक कि कितना फेक करेंसी उसके पास है, ये तो क्लियर कर सकती है ना। क्या डीमोनेटाइजेशन के बाद जो नोटों की गिनती हुई उसमें फेक करेंसी कितना जमा हुआ ये तो बता सकती है ना। आपने कहा था कि 8% से लेके 14% जो अमाउंट है
तो
वो
फेक
करेंसी के रूप में
जांच कर रही है। रिजर्व बैंक को समय दो,
एक साल हो गए साहब, एक साल हो गए, आपको तो सारा आंकड़ा पहले से पता चल रहा है।
But you know, this is interesting, and I want to bring in the senior journalist here. So Hitesh Jain is saying, give us time to figure out that the money that came into the system, is it real currency or fake currency? So effectively, you allowed people to come in and deposit fake currency and exchange it for real money. So they gave you paper and they took real money, and a year later, you still haven't been able to establish how much of this paper that you've collected is real and how much of it is fake. And that should be fairly scary for any country. Whatever the expectation of counterfeit note was, Mr. Chandrasekhar, if we think that 5%, 10%, 8%.
I don't think it is scary. There are
Why is it? You're not scared, Hitesh Jain. I'm terrified. What we did was effectively allow people to bring in paper and exchange it for real money.
Because investigation is going on at the...
How?
Let me explain to you. Now,
no. See, Hitesh Jain, you're going to keep telling me investigations are on, and this is the favorite thing for governments to tell us.
What is happening? Because of demonetization, all the cash has come into the account, and what is important, what we are overlooking is the important audit trail left by the depositors, due to which
Let me also remind you, Hitesh Jain, there were people who were allowed to exchange a certain amount of money every day, not necessarily deposit it in their accounts. If 1 out of 4 notes was fake and the RBI still doesn't know that, and people were standing in line to exchange money also, there is no audit trail on exchanging money.
This is a bogey that has been released. From where is the data? Where is the data? Where is the data which says 1 out of the 4 was the black
I don't know. You don't have official data. Prove me wrong.
Overlooked is 1.5, mere 1.5.
Where is the data? It's an excellent question you're asking.
5 crore and 3.68 crore suspicious data. No, this is not the data. If you are making a charge that 1 out of 4 is a fake, so give us the data.
No, you give us the data, Hitesh Jain. I am not the RBI. I am not counting this money. The RBI is counting this money. The RBI should give us the data.
If you want the data is the data is for the first time you are seeing that the high denomination currency note from 18 lakhs have been reduced to 12 lakhs, and the increase of the small denomination notes have been increased to 27%.
Right. I'm opening this up on the panel. Anyone who wants to rebut, Rajiv Mishra first. Rajiv Mishra first.
The number of stone pelting incidents have come. The left wing in extremism has reduced. So if we want to speak, this is the hard data which has to be debated.
Right.
And from
Rajiv
where you
Mishra,
have to see whether what is the impact of the demonetization. You have to see that whether there is a decline in the...
Hitesh Ji, absolutely. There are other people on the panel who have a point to make. Rajiv, very quickly, so I can bring in everybody else.
हितेश जी, आप तो वकील हैं, आप इस बात को अच्छी तरह समझते हैं कि अब अगर आपने फेक करेंसी को पहचान भी लिया तो आप किसको पनिश कर पाएंगे कि ये फेक करेंसी कहां से आया? और क्यों ना हम ये मान के चलें कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने फेक करेंसी जमा कर करके अपने चीजों के अपने अकाउंट्स में व्हाइट मनी ले आया, फेक करेंसी जमा करके व्हाइट मनी अपने अकाउंट में ले आया, ये क्यों नहीं हम मान के चले?
In fact, let me bring in Mr. Chandrasekhar. Mr. Chandrasekhar, now the audit trail. The banks were collecting money and putting it in their vaults. They do not have a trail of what notes came in on what account.
Circulation में थी तो क्या ये तकरारें आती थी कि हर 4
Once again, Hitesh Jain, एक मिनट आप सुन लीजिए. Mr. Chandrasekhar,
$12 lakh crore की.
No, I am very clear in my mind. This discussion, we are not here either to praise demonetization or to condemn it. Number one, it's a matter of fact that demonetization happened. Is number one. Yes, there are definitely positive fallout and spin-off benefits of demonetization. There is a lot of cash, unaccounted cash, which has come into the banking system. The depositors will become liable to income tax on those unaccounted money that is deposited. The bank's liquidity is improved. There's a possibility of interest rate reduction, etc., etc. I think there are certainly positive benefits of demonetization, but certainly Demo has not removed corruption. Certainly, at least until today, Demo has not been able to unearth fake notes. We don't have any proof. And we don't know the quantum of fake notes that are in circulation and what's going to hit us later. And therefore, much might be argued on both sides. There are positives and there are negatives. That people have suffered is something very real, that this government failed to print adequate notes of 100 and 50 and lower denomination notes before demonetization is something very real. So all these are known. The debate today is very simply, does the economy still continue to generate black money? Does the economy still provide opportunities to create unaccounted cash? And is that cash going to gold, going towards gold for investment? I think that's a debate. And therefore, I believe demonetization as an idea has not succeeded in reducing corruption. Demonetization as an idea has not stopped generation of unaccounted cash, and it has not stopped that unaccounted cash going into gold as an investment. And for that's a question we need to address. That's a policy issue which New Delhi, the finance ministry, will have to grapple with and look at ways and means of reducing generation of black money, diversion of unaccounted funds into gold and other assets.
Shankar Sen is Zonal Chairman East, All India Gems and Jewellers Federation. Mr. Sen, I won't ask you to give us names, but would you agree that there is a lot of cash still circulating in the jewellery industry? And can you tell us why jewellers are under pressure to accept cash at this point?
Madam, I do not agree with this submission that a lot of cash is now circulating in the jewellery business. First of all, let me clear that jewellery as an investment for black money is a uneconomic proposition. Because if you have some unaccounted money, investing in bullion like coin and bars is more, better than investing in jewelry, which has a 15 to 20% value addition in terms of making charge, wastage, blah blah blah. And when you again try to convert this jewelry into cash, then again you face a financial discount and
I'm sorry, Shankar Sen, that's not a very convincing argument.
Therefore,
who's selling bullion across the counter?
Parking black money into jewelry is not a good proposition.
Your channel.
Sorry.
No, but you know, Shankar Sen, that's not a very convincing
your channel
argument.
is targeting these gold traders who are doing a small volume of transaction. But the large volume of the transaction were in the participatory notes, where the shell company was used to launder the money and people were investing through participatory note. Now this PN notes which was there, that was abolished by the government. So the government has not taken some small steps. The government has aimed high. They have taken bold steps. Demonetization was not an end goal. It is one of the means and the process in the war of the black money. You have to look at all the other action which the government has taken, along with the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Benami Act, participatory note ban, the exchange treaties enter into with different countries, where the countries have been called upon to share the information about the secretive accounts and all. So when you look at
how many
this
people
shows
from the Panama Papers have you investigated? How many people have gone to jail? How many of these investigations? And you did massive raids. DK Shivkumar, for example, the Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, for example. What came of those raids?
All have been investigated by multiple agencies, and the Supreme Court has accepted that. Supreme Court has accepted that.
Mohan, one second. Mohan Naidu is on the phone line from Mumbai. Mohan Naidu, go ahead. Mohan Naidu, can you hear me? All right, we're going to come back to those phone calls. Sharad Pradhan had a point to make. Sharad Pradhan, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, this is again for Mr. Hitesh Jain, who's been claiming that the demonetization brought down terrorism. Let him know that a study carried out, which was shown on a national TV channel last night, clearly said that this is a regular good study, that there has been 48% increase in terror acts in Kashmir, which is the main area where terrorism takes place. And there have been the killings of the attacks by terrorists have increased. The number of soldiers, our soldiers killed, army and paramilitary forces has increased by some 30%. So where it is only insurgency in some northeast states.
But these are the answers that Hitesh Jain has offered us.
That's all.
From
Which
in the
means
year
that
2015, 2016, there were 1,000 incidents of
Okay, hang on. One second. Anil Jain has a problem that we're losing our way. Anil Jain, I have presented to you evidence that the jewelry industry is actually accepting cash. Now tell us how we're losing our way. Tell us why the jewelry industry is still accepting
Here
cash.
my senior journalists are telling that the demonetization was for fake currency or was for evading corruption. But here in demonetization we saw that there is no black money. There is no evidence of black money. The CBDT was not able to track out the black money which they claimed was to be wiped off from the economy. Every now and then, after demonetization, pre-demonetization, post-demonetization, all the jewelers were raided. Nothing
came out.
Significant came out. I am surprised. The jewelers community was very much punished because of nothing, you know. And I again reiterated that black sheep are always there. In all the trades, there will be black sheep. Many people might have misused the demonetization opportunity, but everybody was punished, you know. The whole jewelers community was shocked. From raids, government checks, notices were brought out, and every now and then we are, you know, went through this significant
you are
check
using
and
the incidents of 8 jewelers. What about in various this thing? You go everywhere, you will see the black ships. Even in your journalism also, you will see there are black ships. So do you mean to say that all the journalists are black ships?
But I never said, Hitesh Jain.
Of course there will be black ships. Of course there will be a problem.
That's a great argument. But I never said that all jewelers are bad. This is what we say. I gave you the exact numbers. We visited 10. One out of which said, no, I will not do this transaction for you. We went to a specific street. But you're not acknowledging what Anil Jain has just said. Anil Jain has just said that there were raids that happened in the jewelry industry. The jewelry industry was harassed by the income tax department, but the CBDT came up with nothing.
You have given the incidents of 10 people.
Nothing significant.
मैं हितेश जी को एक जवाब देना चाहता हूं। हितेश जी, जब आप ये कह रहे हैं कि 10 ज्वेलर का देख करके आप पूरी कम्युनिटी को दोषी नहीं मान सकते, तो फिर आप हम लोगों से सारे बैंक अकाउंट्स में आधार कार्ड लिंक करने को बोलते हैं, क्योंकि हम सब आपको चोर नजर आते हैं। मोबाइल में आप
Rajiv Mishra, actually you're on point. And if Hitesh Jain says, and Hitesh, and rightfully, one second, Hitesh Jain, you're not listening. If you say that you cannot paint an entire industry black because of one or two bad sheep. You cannot paint an entire country black because you suspect one or two people of black money. What you did was lock all our accounts. What you did was shut down the entire country because you believed there was black money. What you did was basically put thousands of people out of jobs and lock us out of our own bank accounts for weeks because you believed there was black money in the system. Now that we have stood in line, now that 100 people have died, where is this black money? Please show me.
That people are queuing up, that I have a 5,000 rupees job and I am in the queue to get a 12,000 rupees job. So it's a different story. If you want to give a different kind of, you have to talk about the job losses and everything. Now you tell me something, there is an issue of black money and corruption is there. Now, what is the steps the government can take? Should the government not deal with the black money?
Not
deal
by
with the shell
squeezing
companies?
the life out of every Indian. Urmileshi, go ahead. Urmileshi.
What should the government do on the contrary? Put the tax rate on every citizen's home. That okay.
No, but Hitesh Jain, you're not answering any of our questions. Urmileshi, go ahead.
Sir, problem क्या है कि रूलिंग पार्टी के जितने नेता हैं उनको दो बातों का जवाब जरूर देना चाहिए कि भाई आपने नोटबंदी जब किया तो दो मकसद बताए, सबसे प्राइमरी, सबसे बेसिक, एक करप्शन को कम करना, दूसरा काला धन को खत्म करना। इसके लिए आपके पास दो बड़े इशू अभी सामने हैं। पनामा पेपर्स आए, पैराडाइज अभी आ गया है, आपने बरमुडा से लेकर सिंगापुर तक, स्विट्जरलैंड से लेकर न जाने कहां जो पैसे हैं, लोगों के कालाधन है, उनको आपने पाकिस्तान जैसा भी कदम नहीं उठाया। पाकिस्तान जैसा मुल्क जिसकी डेमोक्रेसी के बारे में हम सब जानते हैं, वो भी आपसे ज्यादा प्रॉम्प्ट रहा। मैं ये समझना चाहता हूं कि पनामा पेपर्स क्या इतने दिन हो गए, अभी आपका नई सीरीज चल रही है पैराडाइज को लेकर, इतने सारे मामले आए, आपने बड़ा कदम क्या उठाया, पहली बात। दूसरी बात, आपका कहना है करप्शन और कालाधन पर आप नहीं जा रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हैं टेरर फंडिंग कम हुई। मैं ये आप शरद प्रधान ने आपको बहुत सही बताया आंकड़े देकर, और एनसीआरबी के आंकड़े मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, होम मिनिस्ट्री के आंकड़े, ये मेरे नहीं है। कश्मीर में आतंकवाद बढ़ा है, आतंकी घटनाएं बढ़ी हैं, पहली बात। दूसरी बात, आपने कहा कि लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म कम हुआ है। आपकी जानकारी के हिसाब से, और आप प्लीज एनसीआरबी को कोट देखिए, कंसल्ट कीजिए, होम मिनिस्ट्री के डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखिए, आपकी सरकार के आने से पहले लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म आंध्रा से लेकर के बिहार तक, झारखंड से लेकर अनेक सूबों में कम हो रहा था। सिर्फ छत्तीसगढ़ एक ऐसा सूबा था जहां लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म अभी भी जारी था, और आज भी वो जारी है, और लगातार घटनाएं घट रही हैं। तो इसलिए आपका ये कहना कि लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म कम हुआ है, टेरर फंडिंग कम हुई है, ये पहली चीज तो ये कि इसके लिए डिमोनेटाइजेशन आपने लागू नहीं किया था। दूसरी बात, जिसके लिए लागू किया था उसकी कोई, आपने कहा 2 लाख के आसपास कंपनियों को आपने वो किया, डी रजिस्टर्ड किया। अब 2,24,000 का जो आंकड़ा है, ये कौन सी कंपनियां हैं, ये कब रजिस्टर्ड हुई थी कंपनियां, कब बंद की गई, और कौन कौन सी कंपनियां हैं, इसका कोई व्हाइट पेपर आपके पास है?
वेबसाइट पे आ गई है, ये सारी वेबसाइट पे आ गई है
जनाब।
तो आपने किसी को अरेस्ट किया है?
सारा घोटाला यही है
अभी आपके जवाब कंपनियां,
Have you arrested anybody, Hitesh Jain?
आप जवाब सुनना चाहेंगे तो हम जवाब देते हैं।
Have you arrested anybody, Hitesh Jain? Have you arrested anybody in the last 1 year?
अगर आप जवाब सुनना चाहते हैं तो हम आपको जवाब देते हैं। I don't go to the bogey being a lawyer. I know arrest is one thing. The fact is whether I have attacked the black money, whether I have attached the black money. Yes, I have attached the black money.
You seem to have attacked it with a blunt weapon.
Crore, and I put that money under the probe. That is the most important thing. There are so many people they have been arrested. Now, if you will ask me, sitting over there, all the details are there. Every day you open the newspaper. Every day you open the newspaper, you will get.
Sir, एक second.
You know, there are 3 senior journalists on this panel, and if you say every day you open the newspapers, the details are there. Mr. Chandrasekhar, are the details there in your newspaper every day? What newspaper is?
Well, I would like to see a list. Maybe that can be provided to us tomorrow.
Of newspapers or of people?
Yeah, of newspapers and arrests and cases,
from
etc.
the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and Prevention of Corruption Act, you will get the number of cases.
Hitesh Jain.
And to answer the question, now Mr. Let me answer the question because he had asked me certain question. I will respond to him. ये जो पार्टिसिपेटरी नोट जब होते हैं, जब आप पार्टिसिपेटरी नोट जब बैन करते हो, तो उससे आप सीरियस ब्लैक मनी का इशू जो ट्रेल है वो आप बंद करते हो। अगर आपको याद है, पार्टिसिपेटरी नोट जो था 2014 और 2016 के बीच में और उसके पहले भी, ये सबसे बड़ा नजरिया था जहां से एक रूट था जहां से ब्लैक मनी आ रहा था। दूसरा रूट ऐसा था, शेल कंपनी के बारे में सारा डेटा है, 2 लाख कंपनीज के डिटेल्स, उनके डायरेक्टर्स, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री की आप वेबसाइट पे जाइए, आपको सारे डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगे, सारे कंपनी के नाम, डायरेक्टर्स के नाम और कितना फंड किस कंपनी में ब्लॉक किया गया है उसकी सारी जानकारी है। और यहां तक भी आज तो बहुत बड़ी जानकारी ये पता हुई है, और मिरर नाउ के सिस्टर चैनल टाइम्स नाउ ने की है कि कांग्रेस की जो यंग इंडिया कंपनी जो सोनिया गांधी और राहुल गांधी की है, उन्होंने शेल कंपनी से हवाला रूट से
Unfortunately, we don't do politics on this channel. We are actually talking about citizens, and you haven't answered the question that Anil Jain put forward. He said that the entire jewelry industry was harassed by the IT department.
Here I want to say,
we are talking about
where
real
is the
facts.
jeweler
The story which is broken
coming
by
out
your
in
own
Panama
channel.
Papers? Is any jeweler coming in the name?
Your own sister
Anywhere
channel
you
who
see
has
a
broken
jeweler
the story.
with a distinct black money, prominent names coming out in the distinct black money.
Where are the list of names to look for jewelers? The Panama Papers was not brought about by the Income Tax Department or by the Government of India through demonetization. It was brought about by a group of international journalists.
Yeah, that's right.
Journalists brought about both the Panama Papers and the Paradise Papers. Where is the list? After 1 year, we know for sure that 100 people died. 100 citizens died. Can you at least show me 100 people with black money who have been investigated and arrested, or some action has been taken to tell us that 3.68 lakh crore rupees has been blocked in bank accounts? who does this money belong to? How many, at least can you tell us how many citizens, how many bank accounts, the 3.68 lakh crore rupees which has been blocked in, whose bank accounts are these? If we are blocking them inside your bank accounts, we should know whose bank accounts these are. Is it one citizen who has this much money? 6? 200?
Well, this is a part of the investigation. Investigation.
How
There
long
is
is this
always secrecy
investigation
is an
going to
element
take?
of the investigation.
How long is
Secrecy
this
one of the
investigation
important
going to
features.
take? It has been a
year. Investigating agencies are not. How long? You are talking about all those people have been sent notices and the accounts have been scrutinized and the work has started. It is not something that investigating authorities have just detected. They are sitting on the chair. This is not like a Rajiv Gandhi era where 1 रुपया में से 14 पैसा बटता था, 86 खाते थे पर हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे. This is not happening. This is the era of Narendra Modi, who is not only talking but he is taking steps and he is ensuring that every person is brought to the law.
Nobody is doubting the fact that the government is taking steps. We're talking about the effectiveness of the steps that have been taken. How effective has these steps been? Amit on the phone line from Patna. Phone lines are ringing. Amit, go ahead.
The effectiveness of the steps is seen. You will see.
One second, Hitesh Jain, listen. Amit Jain,
hello, I just
Amit,
want to say that Mr. Hitesh Jain is like, he is lying on live TV, that BJP, it has changed narrative right from the day of demonetization, that demonetization is for rooting out corruption, it is for black money, it is for digitalization of economy. It has achieved no objective whatsoever. And just like Mr. Sarad Pradhan has said that the terrorism has risen in Jammu Kashmir, left-wing extremism has risen in Chhattisgarh and other states. And so demonetization has done nothing. And the recent figure of 3.6 lakh crore rupees of being scrutinized under 2.5 lakh account, it is just a eyewash before Gujarat election, because most of that accounts, like if you have not submitted, they are sending like KYC notices to the account holders that look, and this 3.6 lakh crore figure is just like out of that only I would say like 10,000 or 15,000 crore rupees will be declared that it is a black money, and of that 30% it will be like 5,000 crore rupees will be ultimate gain of government after like 5 or 10 years of rigorous investigation and court cases and things like that. This will be the ultimate gain of this whole exercise.
Absolutely.
Let me say this. And demonetization has achieved no objective whatsoever. It has destroyed the economy, and the most effective, just like Mr. Sarad Pradhan said, that demonetization was only done to create a class divide in India. It was done to appease, like to give poor a feeling that look, rich people are being punished for their deeds and things like that. And
Mohan Naidu from Mumbai. Mohan Naidu, go ahead very quickly, please.
Yeah, very good evening. I want to ask Mr. Hitesh Jain one thing, that today they have shown that 13% POS has increased, but the POS is just an exhibit in that Kirana stores and other places. When I went to a Kirana store, they showed me that POS आप दिखावे के लिए हम इसको यूज नहीं करते, आप कैश दीजिए. Even in my newspaper vendor, when I said आप पेटीएम से पैसा लो, he said नहीं साहब 5 रुपए उनको देना पड़ता. Further, I want to ask Mr. Hitesh Jain that he said 3 lakh shell companies have been identified. At least he should name 100 in the newspapers, and same with the industries also. He said the industries have been blacklisted. You name 100 industries, please. Why go into a rhetoric that we have done this? Name at least 100 companies.
Name at least 100 companies. Sharad Pradhan, we know 100 citizens died during demonetization, standing in line and for various other reasons. We don't know who has been caught with the black money though. Sharad Pradhan.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just want to point out two things. That, you know, one is about this figure of 3.68 lakhs crores, 6.3. This is an afterthought of the BJP after the Prime Minister went on record in his speech on the 15th of August from the Red Fort. He was the one who cited this figure of 3 lakh crores, कि 3 lakh crore black money एक research में पाया गया है. Now, coming from the Prime Minister without any authenticated background of this information was very strange. He said he did not cite RBI or any other source. And after that, BJP has been harping on this figure. So obviously there is reason to suspect that this figure is just been created, as somebody just pointed out in on your phone call, that it is been created only to impress
Mr.
voters in the poll-bound states. And the second thing, as far as jewelers are concerned, let me tell you, please let me complete. Please, Mr. Jain, Mr. Jain,
let me point out to you, Hitesh Jain, if you just get upset with all of the panelists who are making points, we're not going to get anywhere. And just to remind our viewers who have just joined in, I'm going to play a clip one more time. This is clip number 4 for my producer of what happens right now when people have a lot of black money. One second. I'll come back to you, Sharad Pradhan. Let's just play out clip number 4.
Even if it goes to 20 lakhs?
Yeah, no problem.
And I don't want to bill. Is it okay?
No GST.
ये 2000 में ही बोल रहे हो उनका, उनसे बात कर रही हूँ.
Anything I'll have to give from my side at the time? Nothing.
Some people they insist because they make bill on that, you know.
But I can come with cash pay without anything.
Yeah, no problem. I'll make arrangement for that. Don't worry. Keep your money at home also. That also no problem. You don't want to carry so much. Keep it at home. We'll send a man to collect it.
Mr. G. Chandrasekhar, no need of PAN card, no need of GST. If you want, you can keep the money at home. I'll make arrangements. I'll send someone to pick it up. You don't have to bring the money to the shop.
Yes, it is. I think that's a reality. We need to accept reality. And this is only if these kinds of transactions are allowed to go scot-free, despite evidence available. I think that could, it'll become once again quite pervasive and will be, as I said earlier, back to square one. I think I'm focusing on bullion trade, on gold trade, on jewelry trade. I suspect because it has been a haven more often than not for unaccounted cash. I think this is a trade, this is an industry which needs a lot more close monitoring and regulation.
Here I would like to reiterate that here if the government doesn't curb smuggling or if the government doesn't reduce the custom duty, it will help and enhance building more black money. There is an avenue where much of the black money comes into the picture and play.
With due respect to our friend, I disagree. The incidence of gold smuggling is being exaggerated by the industry. I'm on record on a number of times about this. There is an attempt, of course, to get the customs duty, import duty of 10% reduced, and therefore smuggling becomes a bogey. We are not in the 60s and 70s anymore. Jesse, there's a ship or dough coming from Dubai, docking somewhere, and picture like Diwar, etc. We have very strict surveillance. We have technology. We have speedboats, and therefore the kind of smuggling that used to take place in the 70s does not exist anymore. And therefore that's a bogey. I'm not saying there's no smuggling, but the volumes that are smuggled are substantially less in relation to the total import that our country does every year. This is one. And second,
in fact, the biggest
what is important is strict monitoring.
Of gold this
one second.
Strict monitoring and strict regulation of the trade is what is called for. There has to be some kind of a restriction on the amount of cash that flows into the purchase of bullion and of jewelry. Earlier, we had 50,000 as a limit.
Yes.
I thought that was probably that was a reasonable limit, but then it has now been hiked. If I want to buy something worth 20 lakh rupees, I would just go to the jeweler, give him 20 lakhs, and he will create 10 names of 2 lakhs each. No document required. And that's how we encourage, once again, a generation of unaccounted cash.
Here in jewelry trade, if you say black money is parked, there is no incentive, there is no profitability. Here, if you buy gold jewelry once and if you sell it again, you will lose around 15 to 20%.
Yes, but if I'm hiding 40 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees,
so then you cannot hide it anywhere. You cannot dig it and put it in a pit. You have to keep it in the house. The tax authorities can search your house and just take it out. You are answerable for the jewelry. Whatever you get it in your house, you're answerable for that.
By the time you go to sell it, the price has gone up. The gold price has gone up.
No, but see, it's just a question of converting hard cash into something of value without a bill, which means that it can then be divided across various bank lockers or under various names of various family members. This is by definition the black money that we were looking for through demonetization. That is the point we are trying to make with this story. That here, I mean, if you have a jeweler who is saying 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, we'll take it. Who has 40, 50 lakh rupees in cash at home to buy jewelry without a bill? An average Indian spending 10,000, 15,000 rupees on jewelry will want a bill and a guarantee and a bunch of other papers to make sure that they can trace this back in case there's something wrong with the jewelry that they have bought. Who is willing to take that risk? Someone who's willing to lose a little bit off the top because the money is ill-begotten. That is the point we're making. Rajiv Mishra, go ahead.
देखो, केवल ज्वेलरी का फील्ड नहीं है. ज्वेलरी हो, लैंड हो, आपको बिल्डिंग्स हो, कहीं पर भी आप जा रही हैं तो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट का रेशियो चल ही रहा है सारे फील्ड्स में. इसलिए मैं बोला कि कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन जो 500 से अबव का हो उसकी पूरी बिलिंग होनी जरूरी है. ऐसा कोई गवर्नमेंट नियम लाती है जिससे कि ऐसा लगे कि कोई छोटे से छोटे जगह हो या बड़ा से बड़ा जगह हो, वहां पर कैश ट्रांजैक्शन कम हो. नहीं, जीएसटी आने से मतलब नहीं है ना फे. अभी तो जीएसटी तो सब जगह लागू. आपने देखा गोल्ड वाले का, आपने देख लिया, बिल्डर्स को मैं देख रहा हूँ, लैंड प्रॉपर्टी में मैं देख रहा हूँ.
तब आप अपोज करते हो जीएसटी में सारे इनवॉइसेस होते हैं तो?
नहीं, हम अपोज नहीं करते हैं. देखो हितेश जी, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, आपकी नीयत गलत है. अगर नीयत सही होती थी तो सब आपका सपोर्ट करते थे. आपकी नीयत गलत है. आपको मैं एक उदाहरण देता हूँ. ब्लैक मनी पे आप बोल रहे थे तो मैं उदाहरण देता हूँ. DRI ने, डायरेक्टर ऑफ रेवेन्यू इंटेलिजेंस ने 2014 में अदानी की कंपनी के बारे में उन्होंने दिया है कि हजारों करोड़ का पावर इक्विपमेंट उन्होंने सेल कंपनी के थ्रू इंडिया में लाया है और वो मोर देन 5 टाइम्स कॉस्टली है जो चाइना से खरीदा गया है. वो जब दिया है DRI ने, तो आपने अभी 3 साल हो गए कुछ नहीं किया. इसलिए आपकी नीयत पे संदेह होता है और लोग प्रश्न खड़ा करते हैं. और कोई बात नहीं है. आपके जो भी कार्यकलाप है और जो कथनी है उसमें अंतर दिखाई देता है, इसलिए लोग सवाल खड़ा करते हैं.
जो भी जहां पर भी रॉन्ग डूइंग है, सब जगह इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया गया है. किसी को
जब आप दोबारा चुनाव में आ जाएंगे तब फिर आप करेंगे.
किसी को नहीं बक्षा गया है. आप वो एक ही
the constant answer we get from government is that the investigation is on. Now, Hitesh Jain is a man of the law, and we understand that nobody should be arrested or prosecuted without an investigation. But the investigation is going to take how long? What are we investigating? How long is it going to...
And there should not be a shoddy investigation also. Look at what has happened in the Beauforts and all.
Fair enough.
They did the shoddy investigation, everybody ran away. So
did you not, as the government of India, lock us out of our bank accounts without investigation? Weren't we denied access to our own money without investigation?
Locked out. I don't think people were locked out.
It was fundamentally what it was. It was locking us out of our own money.
Definitely, but it was in the better interest of the country.
Who decides it was in the better interest of the country? Where is this better interest that you speak of? Please show me this better interest. You know, this sort of, this big brother, parent sort of decision.
The rates of interest have come down. The real estate prices have declined. Formalization of system has happened. All these steps,
are you serious? Hitesh Jain, are you telling me that in order to bring down the rates of interest and the price of property, you did demonetization? That was the way to do it?
Otherwise, what will happen?
You see, you just moved the goalposts again thrice. Imtiaz Khan is an RTI activist on the phone line from Bangalore who has just called us. Mr. Imtiaz Khan, go ahead.
Transform India. If you want to transform India...
No, Hitesh Jain, you can't tell us that you now did demonetization to bring down the price of real estate.
No, ma'am. See, the problem is that they have not only brought the prices of the real estate, they have fed that industry.
Yes, Mr. Khan, go ahead.
They have shut industry. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Ma'am, they have shut the employees of that construction, laborers of the lower category, the architects, they are all jobless over there. And it is a shame that Mr. Hitesh Jain is telling that they have brought down the prices of the real estate. The real estate has gone to dumps now, and nobody is able to survive in the real estate. Even a coolie person who was getting 300 to 400 rupees per day is starving. Neither the higher architect, the planners, the cement suppliers, nobody is happy. See, Mr. Hitesh Jain is taking us in a maze. He's running around a maze. He's not answering your questions, what exactly you are asking. He's not answering your questions at all. He is taking you to GST. He is taking you to demonetization.
These are hard facts we are
shell
talking.
companies. He is taking you to all other wrong routes. He is misguiding the panel. He is misguiding the nation on the line. Man, see, he has not answered even one of your questions in a perfect way. He is just running around in a maze that's going right. Going left, going...
Mrunmaya is on the phone line from Gurgaon. Mrunmaya, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
My message is to this BJP spokesperson, Hitesh Jain. And
yes.
To start with my conversations, if I see all the news channels, okay, all across news channels, the BJP spokespersons are like confident liar. And the demonetization
that might be unfair.
Starting with Sabka Saath or Sabka Binash. This is called the tagline of demonetization.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to Urmilesh ji, very senior journalist who had a point to make. Urmilesh ji, आप बोलिए.
बस मैं एक छोटा पॉइंट रखना चाहता था. जो अभी फोन लाइन पर इसके पहले कह रहे थे सज्जन, वो जॉबलेस वाला एस्पेक्ट. सी, डीमोनेटाइजेशन का ये जो इफेक्ट रहा है, इसको डिस्कस अभी नहीं किया गया. मैं समझता हूं कि वो बहुत जरूरी चीज है. हमने काला धन पर किया, हमने ये भी किया कि भाई कैसे गोल्ड के जरिए लोग ब्लैक वो कर रहे हैं, अपना धन उगा रहे हैं. लेकिन सवाल यह है कि 123 लोगों की मौत के अलावा अगर सेंटर फॉर मॉनिटरिंग इंडियन इकोनॉमी जैसे रिसर्च जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, उनके सर्वे पर अगर हम गौर करें तो 2017 के सिर्फ 4 महीने में 15 लाख लोगों की नौकरियां गई. और ये वे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो रजिस्टर्ड उपक्रम हैं. अपने देश में जहां इतनी फॉर्मल इकोनॉमी नहीं है वेस्ट की तरह, वहां न जाने कितनी ऐसे उपक्रम होंगे, छोटी छोटी दुकानें, छोटे छोटे फैक्ट्री, छोटे छोटे काम, जहां पे और लोग होंगे काम करने वाले, सबकी नौकरियां चली गई. तो मैं समझता हूं कि अगर कोई बेहतर सर्वे किया जाए तो 50 लाख लोगों की नौकरियां चली गई हैं डीमोनेटाइजेशन में. और ये जो डिसास्टर्स उसका इफेक्ट है डीमोनेटाइजेशन का, मुझे लगता है कि सत्तारूढ़ दल को, सरकार को इस पर गौर करना है.
मैं आपकी इज्जत करता हूं,
These are very senior journalists on the panel.
से बात कर रहे हैं, अगर हो जाता तो सारे शहरों में और सारे गलियों में, सारे रास्तों पे लोग रास्ते पे आ गए होते.
लोग रास्ते पे आ गए हैं.
और मैं आपको एक बताता हूं, आप बुजुर्ग हैं, आप जो एनालॉजी बता रहे हैं, तो समझो पार्टीशन के समय हजारों लोगों की मौत हुई थी. तो क्या जिसने पार्टीशन का निर्णय लिया था आप उनको ब्लेम करेंगे कि आपने भारत और पाकिस्तान का पार्टीशन क्यों किया? उसमें हजारों
this is actually really well done. You brought in Pakistan into a conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with Pakistan. Anil Jain, on job loss, you wanted to add something.
Many of our artisans fled from Mumbai and went to their native places because of the crash crunch, because of no work, because of non-ability to meet the day-to-day expenses. And we feel the pinch now that we don't have hands to make our jewelry, you know. It was very difficult for them to bring back, and they are still not very happy to come back to Mumbai.
We also understand, and we sent a reporter to Gujarat who sent us some reports which we'll play in the hour to come, that the artisans in Gujarat, from where a lot of the diamond work or the gem work was coming, have also struggled over the last 1 year. Is that true?
Yeah, many were laid off, and they are still struggling. Many of our gold artisans are still struggling. Many of the diamond polishers are still struggling to meet the day-to-day expenses.
जॉब पे मैं एक बात बोलना चाहता हूं कि अगर ओवरसीज जॉब जो है, अगर उसको आप बंद कर दें ना सिर्फ 1 साल के लिए, सिर्फ 1 साल के लिए ओवरसीज जॉब आप बंद कर दें, तो आपको बता दूं इंडिया की जो स्थिति होगी वो बहुत ही विस्फोटक होगी। अभी आपको मैं बता दूं जो गवर्नमेंट जॉब के रेशियो थे उसमें आप देखो ना कितनी गिरावट आई है। जो 2014-15 में जो गवर्नमेंट जॉब का रेशियो था और जो
ओवरसीज जॉब और डिमोनेटाइजेशन का क्या संबंध है, मुझे बताइए।
इसके पीछे रीजन है ये, चूंकि एम्प्लॉयमेंट में बात हो रही है इसलिए मैं बताना चाह रहा हूं
Let's stay on point. And Hitesh Jain, just for your benefit, I want to just point out to you that according to the data submitted in the Lok Sabha, there were as many as 2,736 stone pelting incidents reported over the last year in Kashmir. So if you say that those numbers have come down, there were 1,970 insurgency-related incidents that had taken place up till May 18, 2017. So if we are saying that these numbers have come down, according to data that is, and this is India Spend data, which collates data that comes out of Lok Sabha, so that would not be a fair thing to say. Our submission here is simply this. There are still... So if we have found jewelers willing to accept a lot of cash, it means there's a lot of cash in the system. It means that there is a market for that sort of service. The people are going to jewelers with bags and briefcases of cash, asking for gold in return. Where are these bags and briefcases of cash coming from? A year after demonetization, what have we achieved? If we are investigating so many accounts and we're investigating shell companies, who are the individuals behind these accounts and shell companies? When are they going to be brought to the book? When are we going to know for what we sacrificed, what we did sacrifice? Why is it that in spite of everything, almost everybody on the panel turned around and said, obviously things have gone back to what they were pre-demonetization? Which means we went through all of this for nothing. Where are the benefits, and why isn't the government able to offer us tangible numbers of the benefits? How much counterfeit currency did you find? How much black money did you actually recover? If nearly 99% of the money came back into the system, then where is that difference that you told us would be set on fire because people wouldn't know what to do with that money? They would turn into paper, it would turn into raddi. None of it turned into raddi. So what now? The government isn't able to give us information, and the RBI, least of all, is able to give us information. How is it that the RBI is still figuring out how much money it collected? Which means you collected money without knowing what you were looking at. And now these sort of numbers that are coming up are last-ditch sort of attempts that the government is making to make sense of demonetization. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back and stay on this story here on Mirror Now. Our big expose tonight. Don't go anywhere.